This is the Brazoria County Minute. And now the host of the Brazoria County Minute, Christen English.
Hi, I'm Christen English with eXp Realty. I'm here today for the Brazoria County Minute in the Be Remembered Studios in Lake Jackson, Texas. And I have my guest today, Nicki Conner. She is a good friend of mine. So if you know me at all, you know that. But I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself today.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. My name is Nicki Conner. I'm also a realtor here in the area, and I have recently, over the past year or two, been in the emotional wellness space. So I help people with their trapped emotions, stored emotions, work through that. I also do a lot of essential oil therapies and things like that. So I have three kids. I have two biological kids, and then we have an international daughter who's in college. And my husband's a teacher at a local school here in Lake Jackson.
Okay, so I had her come in here today so we could talk about something that we're collaborating on.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Okay. So we have a website called The Journey to Wholeness, and we've been doing a master class and doing some different things. And in the middle of that, I had this idea for a holiday guide to help people who have trauma around the holidays, because Christen and I both, and another friend of ours that we've been talking to, had some holiday trauma, but we realized that this year we didn't really have that because we had worked through it.
Yeah,
so,
been doing so much personal work.
Yeah,
to get down to what was going on with us to help us be able to get through the holidays.
Exactly. So because we had done that, I was like, hey, I think I want to do a holiday guide. And then, of course, I was like, hey, Christen, you want to collaborate with me? And then I got our other friend to help us. It was a collaboration between three of us, and our other friend would be here, but she's in Mount Shasta, California. Yeah. So it's a little bit of a trek for her to come. So anyway, we just put that together. We launched it last week, and it's a very simple guide. I wanted it to be something people would actually use, because a lot of times you'll get something at the holidays and you think, oh, I'm going to go through this, 30-day Advent, whatever. But you don't have the time to do that. So I wanted it to be very simple. So there are 4 personas in there. There's the OG Martha Stewart, who runs around trying to make everything perfect and makes everyone miserable because she's overdoing everything. Mm-hmm. Then we have our traumatized Trina, who Christen can relate to a lot, is the peacekeeper trying to make everyone happy, and winds up on eggshells and crying in the closet halfway through the family dinner because, you can't make everybody else happy because you're not responsible for other people's feelings. And then we have the blender, who is the blended family. That comes with its own challenges. And then we have the orphan, and that's someone who maybe was adopted or doesn't have a family of origin, or they're estranged from their family, or their parents had passed away. And so I feel like the 4 of those personas, a lot of people could relate to.
Maybe even relate to more than one of those.
Right.
Because of, if you've lived life for a little while, you may have already gone through a couple of those phases, or one led to the other. So
yeah, exactly. So I made it to where we kind of explained, and there's some soul work in there, which is like a little journaling options. And so with that, you could take as much time as you want. You could get the whole thing done in one day, or you could spend a week really digging into the questions. And so I just wanted it to be simple, but also cover a lot of things and help give you a different perspective and help you figure out how you can navigate the holidays in a way that feels good to you.
Well, so you can thrive through it instead of suffering through. And I think so many of us, we do have the people out there who get super excited and, they're like, Christmas is wonderful, and they just love it, every minute of it. Mm-hmm. I have not been one of those people my whole adult life. And there's a lot of other people who may even seem like they're experiencing the holidays that way, but they may show up that way, but is that really how they're experiencing it internally?
Right.
And so I think that this is a really, with Thanksgiving behind us, we're full swing into the Christmas season now. It's very timely to have this conversation, because I think it's going to help others know, hey, I'm not the only one who's struggling through the holidays. Yeah. Or maybe the way that I've been showing up, and then I'm seeing it doesn't feel very good. there's a reason why. And can I fix it? Can I really thoroughly enjoy the holidays with my family and have them also enjoy the holidays with me?
Right.
Because how many times do we ruin our family's experiences through the holidays by trying to make it better for them? And I know that's what I experienced. You know, I went through a couple of different of these personas. You know, I grew up feeling like the orphan, not because I didn't have immediate family. I had, you know, really close immediate family and you know, a mother that tried to make it as special as possible for us. And I have plenty of wonderful memories, but I experienced feeling like an orphan outside of that, because in my mind I saw these other people with these huge family gatherings and all of these people there, and I had this fantasy of what that would look like. And so that led me to being adult. Well, I wanted to make that happen for my kids. And then I just became the traumatized Trina because I was worrying about everyone else's experience. And then I didn't even want to have Christmas. I didn't want to experience the holidays. And then all I did was ruin it for my kids. And now they need therapy because of experiencing the holidays with me, when really I was just trying to make everybody happy. So there's got to be a better way. And that's what this you know, this guide is for, like you said, you can go through it pretty quickly. You can sit down and with a cup of coffee and work through it. Or work through a little bit the next day, maybe a little bit if you're a nighttime person, maybe a little bit before bed. And then you can just use that to go deeper if you want and just get to maybe the root of like, why am I really doing this? Or why do I feel this way? Is it really my mother-in-law that makes me feel this way? Is it really my brother that makes me feel this way? Or am I the actual problem?
Right. So, exactly. Yeah, I was the OG Martha Stewart, and I wanted everything to be perfect and look perfect. And, you know, I had this idea of what Christmas would look like and be like. And I found myself being really stressed out trying to, you know, go overboard learning how to make these bows and the perfect wrapping and packages and all of that. And it never turned out the way that I wanted it to. You know, back then, we didn't have Pinterest. We had Southern Living
Thank
magazine.
God.
I know. And so I'm looking at Southern Living magazine and all these other people who do all these, you know, beautiful things. And I wanted to have that because I didn't know why. I had no clue.
It seemed like a good idea.
Yeah,
like,
it just was
wouldn't
like, well,
everybody's Christmas be better if it was aesthetically pleasing?
Everything. And, you know, that's my personality anyway. I like things to be aesthetically pleasing. I want beautiful things. And so, I realized way later in life that I was trying to make all this stuff perfect and happen that no one else really cared about. Yeah. And what I was actually doing was stressing everyone else out because, you know, I want these perfect family photos, but then we're fighting on the way to the family photos and we're screaming at each other and then we're like, smile, you know, you know, I'm making my husband do all this stuff the night before Christmas and we're exhausted because we got to get, you know, the birthday party for Jesus set up, but then we got to get the Santa Claus stuff. You know, I mean, it was just always so much. And
cookie exchanges and
I did so many parties because you know, we had to have a small group party and then we had to have
gifts for everything.
Gifts, yes,
the perfect gifts.
And then there never seemed to be the right gift or enough. I would leave Christmas feeling tired, broke, and no one was really happy and still feeling like I hadn't done enough, even though I was going overboard. And I finally realized what drove that. And it was deep inside, I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel worthy. And I think that's where a lot of people who do that, that's really what's going on with them. But they may not even be connected with themselves or their emotions to know how they feel about themselves because they're so busy running around doing stuff. And it's not just Christmas. It's all
year
time.
round. I feel like it just magnifies at Christmas. Yeah.
And it's like people would even say, I couldn't sit down and have a conversation without, you know, rushing off to something else or I'm too busy or whatever. And now that I've dealt with those things and I've realized that I am worthy and I've done a lot of work, I can actually sit and have a long conversation with someone and be present in that and not feel like I have to rush to something else or be checking my phone all the time. And I'm a lot more peaceful and I want you guys to experience that too. So
yeah, I mean, and I think that we talked about getting to the root of it and you said like really your problem was that you didn't feel good enough, right? And so you were trying to make things on the outside be good enough so you could feel good enough. Yeah. And for me, wanting other people in my family, people that I love, to experience a really great holiday and have everything perfect for them, was, I guess I thought my reward was going to be to feel better about myself because everyone else felt good. Mm-hmm. But then nobody felt good, not me or not anyone else. And so I had to get to the root of like being okay and still feeling valuable as a member of my family and showing up to a holiday event, even if someone else experienced holidays in a negative light. That was their own experience, and I couldn't change that for them because they'd gotten to the point where I just avoided holiday family events because I was afraid I didn't know, I couldn't show up for it because I felt so responsible for everyone. Right. So it was easier to just not show up at all. And then how did that make everyone feel bad? They want me there. So, it's just digging deep, finding out what's wrong and getting to the root of it. And you may be surprised at what you find. So,
yeah, for sure.
Is there anything else that you want to share about the guide that you can think of?
It's less than $10, so there's no reason for you not to buy it.
Yeah, it's the price of a cup of coffee.
Yeah, so. It's an e-guide, so you can download it as soon as you purchase, and we'll throw the link in the comments.
The link's going to be in the description of the video, so you'll be able to click on that link, go right to it, purchase it, download it.
Yeah, it'll be available for download as soon as you purchase, and you can print it and work through it, or you can just look at the prompts and write them down in your journal, whatever works for you. We just wanted it to be really simple and to the point. So,
okay. Well, thanks for joining me today. Yeah. I really hope that you guys are able to get a little encouragement or a little insight from this little conversation we've had today, and that you will check out our guide and share it with friends and have a wonderful holiday season.
Yes.
The Brazoria County Minute is brought to you by BeRemembered.us. Tell your story. Be remembered.